It's been one of the biggest dilemmas in the world of science. If you go back to the research papers which I brought with me to Belgium when I came, herpes was part of it. I could not understand why this thing cannot be solved. But now we can understand more how this research will end up. It'll bring a lot of shocking news to a lot of you. Now what we saw here in the herpes, which has gone into the mouth, which has become stronger because it's a stronger dynamic system and it has gained energy. The way the herpes from the outside moved through the middle skin to the brain of the man, now the game changes. The game changer is very, very interesting because through the same process of the skin, this is the mouth of the man, this is your intestine, and you understood by now, you have 3 layers of it. The herpes moves down the middle layer of the esophagus, the stomach, the intestine, the bigger intestine, and where does it go? To another point, which again has 2 phases. The phase of the dynamic dimension of the internal organ, and the same story as before, the skin of the man. This is the anus. This is how herpes moves from the mouth directly into the process, into the genital. And stronger. But 2-way happens. You have the reproduction of the woman, or you have the reproduction of the man. Look at it. Again, the same place they turn up is interface. At the point of the same, the foreskin of the penis, you have the same position. You change into the tube to go inside. So the interface comes again into operation, and we see herpes on the, what we call genitals. It can do the same, but we might not see it in the mouth. But the interesting part of the whole story is the body of the man carries bone structure. This bone structure, if I can take it out, this is your spinal cord, this is your hip, and these are the rest of your parts. This is your head and the rest of it. Does this remind you of anything you've done in space technology? Thank you very much. You remember the cup and the orange? Transferring the energy of the orange into the water of the cup? Now look, what's the cup? The cup is the hip of the man. Up to now, doctors tried to sort out the problem of the herpes 2, as they call it, in the interaction with the creams and everything else. It moves, it cannot be done. Because with the new research which is published recently, we understand, and this supports what we explained years ago, that now the hip of the man becomes the cup. The virus, what we call, of the herpes, now sits in the hip of the man. This is why doctors could not solve it. They keep on touching and doing things, but it comes back. Because when this cup energy reaches a point, it releases the energy into the same layers, voila, you have flaring of the disease. Now we understand the full process of the herpes, be it 1 or 2, is the same. It's just in a different strength. Now we understand from the Alzheimer's all the way to genitals how we can do it. This is why we have 2 different types, but in fact one is stronger, one is weaker. The stronger travels through the intestine because there's too much acids and everything else which has to go, and then it travels through. But there is one point which the world of science again has not understood. We have not, doctors have not looked that herpes appears inside the body of the man too. Herpes appears in different locations internally. At the entrance, at the point of the change of the same as the lips and the skin, esophagus and stomach. It's different material. Now we should look for signs of herpes in the opening of the stomach. The stomach and the small intestine. In small intestine with the bigger intestine. So if we look in general, herpes is a totality of the disease across the body of the man.